How's it going, guys? It's been some time. Yes, yes, yes. For those people that are new to this channel, welcome. And for those people that are coming back, thanks to how do I put this? I'm glad you're back. And you may see, yes, I've been wolfing it. I even got a little brush. What you guys think about that? This is the most I've ever let my beard grow out. But getting straight to the point, guys. Let's talk about the perfect example of a point of interest. All right. Let's make this simple, easy, and sexy, guys. Let me go ahead and just move this over. Now, the first thing that I was paying attention to when I was trading Euro USD last night during the London session, I actually traded during the London session, and then I was going to be looking for just a re-entries on the New York session. However, I'm going to be honest, I passed out. I was not able to wake up 2 hours after. So I took advantage of my sleep and it went to my favor. Let me explain to you how it is that you could have taken this trade as well. Well, we can see right here we had some very nice equal highs. Before we get into any of this, another way that you could have got inside this trade would have been within levels, guys. Now you guys can go ahead and access levels. I'll go ahead and give you guys a $1 trial for 7 days. If you guys want to go ahead and click on that, that link's gonna be down below. That way you guys can get access to this. And when it comes to levels, guys, I send out very nice optimal entry levels for you guys to take advantage. And all you have to do is look for that trade. As you guys can see, I'm gonna go ahead and explain to you guys on the chart exactly what is that we were looking for and how this was presented. Okay, so we can see that we had some very nice equal highs in this area. Now going over to the 4-hour time frame, we can see how market has been ranging within this whole area of consolidation. Okay, we have been consolidating within this whole area in this zone right here. So we've been accumulating and distributing over and over and over. Now, when it comes to this section on the 1-hour time frame, these equal highs look very sexy, right? And it's something that I was paying a lot of attention to for market to come ahead and take those highs out. As we go ahead and make a rally to the downside, this was during a news event. We made a nice rally to the downside. However, this rally was too quick and it had a quick recovery to the upside, taking out these equal highs. Now, by the moment I saw that market took out these lows over here that were presented very quickly, and then after that had the rally to the upside, taking out those highs, just made me realize that there is still left liquidity down over here. Okay, so this is a liquid wick. This is a liquid wick that I'm paying a lot of attention to because market is going to be attracted to that section. And as we rally to the upside, we can see how we had created previous overall daily highs and daily lows, daily highs and daily lows to create overall bullish momentum. We can see the daily low, the daily high, the daily low, and the daily high. As we approach into new day, we can see how market within this daily high had created a nice point of interest. And that point of interest was created right after taking out these equal highs. So the moment that I see and identify that those equal highs had been taken out by a point of interest, my attention is going to be fully within this area, fully within that point of interest. So I started to go ahead and investigate exactly what could happen in that zone and what could be the next step. Now I also went ahead and mentioned to all the members from levels that there could be a potential rally to downside. I'll go ahead and leave that clip right here so that way you guys can see it. This section, we can see that on the overall 1-hour time frame, we are very bearish with the overall movements. Now we did have a spike down over here in this section right over here, so we have some potential liquidity over here that we may be needing to come and grab later on into the future. I'm not saying that this is going to happen today, but this is something that I'm definitely expecting for the market to come into, which is going to be to take out this liquidity down over there. Now that you guys have seen that I had explained that rally to the downside, I want to go ahead and explain to you how it is that I was able to capitalize from this move itself and how it is that I went ahead and took in consideration these potential selling opportunities. So as market rallied into this point of interest and then we were rallying into new day, I wanted to go ahead and pay a lot of attention to the 15-minute time frame and the 5-minute time frame. Now within the 15-minute time frame, I can identify certain criteria, right? Certain things that I was paying a lot of attention to. In this case, this equal high right here. Now this equal high is something that I was paying a lot of attention to because it was very sexy, right? It had a lot of liquidity right there. And right above it, we had a point of interest that was created, also very sexy. We went ahead and took this point of interest, the half point mark, and the initial point of that point of interest. So let me just go ahead and put this out to the dotted line. There we go. So that's the half point mark, and then this is the initial of that area. As we approach that section, I went ahead and mentioned to all the levels members that I was looking into the area of 1.13300 and 1.13400. Now, why did I go ahead and section this area out? As we go ahead and see the 1.13300 and the 1.13400, the moment I mentioned it was right around within this area right here. So I was expecting for market to come back, rally into that section, then continue on going to the downside. Now, as we see market coming back into this section, I want you to pay a lot of attention to this. What is happening right here? Okay, what is happening right here? If you look at it from a bigger perspective, on the 1 hour time frame, we have the same exact movement. We have those equal highs, the move to the upside, the spike, the test, and continuation down. So what I expected was on the lower time frame to do exactly the same. We can see those equal highs, the spike to the upside, point that point of interest, test, and spike down. That is exactly what I was waiting for. Now, as we approach our trade zone, which is the 1.13300 and the 1.13400, I go ahead and dive down deeper into the 5-minute time frame. Now, in the 5-minute time frame, what I started identifying was looking for points of interest that were quite interesting and in areas of discount. Now, when it comes to areas of discount, I like to see anything above the 50%. In this case scenario, we can see that we came above the 50%. We didn't quite reach the 78.6 level. Now, that doesn't stop me from taking a trade. And the reason why is because I want to understand the overall order flow. By me able to identify order flow, where order flow started, I can identify where order flow ended for a new potential order flow continuation. In this case, the new order flow continuation was brought upon in this area where our previous one started. And that is exactly where I started looking for points of interest on the smaller time frame, such as the 1-minute time frame, for me to take in consideration entries. Now, you may view that I went ahead and took one position up in this area just based off order flow. Let me go ahead and show you that quick example. If we go over to the comment section, you guys can see exactly that I had taken this trade right there at around 1.3370, I would say so. And that area is right around this area. Now, the reason why I took this trade is because when we go over to the 1-minute time frame, you guys can clearly see how market had reached up into the first part of the creation of the order flow, and that is exactly where I went ahead and put my entries once I had to identify that. Now, later on, I also mentioned to the levels community 1-minute entry presented, always a second entry, look for retracements. And the reason why I had mentioned this was because there's always going to be a point of interest created on the 1-minute time frame. It's all fractal. So what happens on the daily will happen on the 4 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour 30, 15, 5, and so on. Now, all you have to do is being able to identify this. As we go ahead and go on the 1-minute time frame, I am able to identify that market had created a nice rally to the downside, presenting us now a potential bearish scenario structure. And what I was looking for was for discounted levels anywhere within, once again, above the 50%. A 78.6 level is something that I like to take in consideration. As we approach that 78.6 level, we can also identify that there is a nice point of interest located in that area. And as you can see, that was my second entry, right in that section. That is where I went ahead and took a second entry. Now, mention, second trade entry at break even. First took partials and took out by break even. What I mean by that is the fact that the first trade I had running, I had already moved that over to break even, and it took me out at break even. I was able to collect partials right in this section where I was able to identify a point of interest created for a new potential order flow on the 1-minute time frame. Now, as market approached that section, this did not change my buy from bearish to bullish. I was still bearish overall. However, I wanted to go ahead and protect my trade and be able to capitalize in case there was a second opportunity presented, in which there was. And at the moment I went ahead and saw that second opportunity presented, I started seeing market being very slow in this area right here. The moment I started seeing market be very slow in this area, I went ahead and mentioned to everybody, If this happens again, there will be a different trade zone. Why do I mention that? The reason why is because I wanted market to already start moving to the downside because I had already presented every single time frame. It had presented in the 4-hour, daily, 1 hour, so on and so on and so on, all the way into the 1 minute time frame. So if there was another test in this section or above this section, more than likely market was going to continue going up and come and have a different point of interest to take in consideration. But as we can see, the entry was very nice, and we had a nice relative downside where we were able to take advantage of an overall 100 pip move. Now on this 100 pip move, if you go ahead and pay attention to the trade that was sent out, we can see that our stops were very tight in this case scenario. Our stops at the beginning were right above these highs. So I want to go ahead and show you the quick risk to ratio that you could have taken advantage on this specific trade. Let me go ahead and erase everything. That way everything can be a lot clearer and you guys can identify from the entry area to where it is that I took my position. So we can go ahead and move this to where I had my stop loss, which is right above this area. I had it at about 4 pips. Right there. And then move all the way to the downside, which was able to help me capitalize with an overall 1 to 24%. Meaning for every 1% that I was risking, I was getting a potential 24% on this trade. Everything's backtracked, and you guys can see that this trade was sent out to the levels members. Now, I hope you guys were able to enjoy this video. Let me know if you guys like these type of videos. That way I can go ahead and provide more videos. And if you guys do like these type of videos, I'll go ahead and continue on doing this every single Friday. So that way you guys can see what was the best trade of the week that I was able to take in consideration. This right here was the best trade of the week that I was able to take this week. You tell me, would you like for me to go ahead and put more information like this out for you so that way you can take advantage and see what were the best trades of the week? And as always, remember to like, comment, subscribe. And if you like this video, definitely smash that like button. Also, before you leave, I'm going to leave the link below for levels in case you want to go ahead and join. It's going to be $1 for the first 7 days. That way you can try it out. And if you like it, it's going to be $14 after that on a monthly basis. See you guys next time. Have a great one. Bye-bye.